Hello and thank you for joining us on the Monday edition of Journalist Hangout. I'm Binga Oreshegun. Today on the program, President Tinubu hails Governor Soludo's re-election, describes his victory as proof of effective governance. Terrorist group clash over control of Lake Chad Islands as security agencies intensify patrols. And later on the show, Education Minister opens up on creation of new universities. Says President Tinubu approved Epe, Kacha and Ogoniland universities before 7-year ban. Well, I'll be hanging out with Babajide Kolade, Otitoju and Gani Kayode Balogun GKB. Journalist Hangout starts right now. Now let's begin the conversation. In politics, endorsements carry as much weight as a presidential nod, which signals confidence in leadership and governance. After conclusion of the November 8 governorship election in Anambra State, President Bola Tinubu has congratulated Governor Soludo on his re-election, describing the victory as a proof of effective leadership and public trust. Governor Soludo, who ran under the aegis of the All Progressives Grand Alliance (APGA), secured a decisive victory by winning all the 21 local government areas in the state. President Tinubu also promised a closer federal-state collaboration with the state. The result for hard work, they say, is more work. But let's share the governor's reaction to the electoral victory with you. It's so beautiful to see the governor, dance like that. But the president has described the victory as proof of effective governance. Yes. But looking at that election, from your observation, what are the key factors that contributed to Governor Soludo's landslide victory? 21 local government, 21 over 21.
First and foremost, APGA is the party. APGA is a party for a number of people, and APGA has been consistent. Peter Obi was elected on the platform of APGA. That is the biggest electoral victory that he has recorded in his political career. He contested for president, he didn't get it. So what APGA gave him remains the biggest political capital that he has. Nobody can argue against that, except you just want to argue knowing that you are not going to win the argument. So APGA is the party for a number of people, and it didn't start today. When it comes to the local elections, APGA always triumphs. In the national elections, they may vote for PDP. I was talking about the presidential election and National Assembly elections. They may vote for another party. But in the local elections, House of Assembly and governorship, it is APGA all the way. So first and foremost, Soludo went into the right party for the political goal that he had. That was not his first party. He moved into APGA from another party. Second, the candidates who had to contest against him were weak, no doubt about it. These weren't strong candidates in the real sense of the word. Perhaps if Ifeanyi Ubah, because of all the people in that race, none of them was as popular as Ifeanyi Ubah, the late Ifeanyi Ubah. Yes. Because the late Ifeanyi Ubah was so popular that even when he moved to a very weak and unpopular party, he still won the election. He still won the election. So, if he had contested, the complexion of the election would have been different. But Soludo would still have won. But it won't be the kind of rout that we witnessed. 74% of the votes is too one-sided. It's like a stroll in the park. Somebody was saying, okay, even the 74% that I got amounts to 15% of the registered voters. It is not his fault that we have a culture of people registering for election and not showing up on election day. He's not the only one who is guilty of that. Lagos always tops registration for election in our country.
6 million.
But on the D-Day, Lagos won't even record as many votes as you get in states that are far lower than it in terms of the number of registered voters. You can imagine Lagos does not really compete with Kano, for example, or even Kaduna in terms of the way people come out to vote. Yet, those states usually do not muster as much registered voters as Lagos musters every electoral cycle. So you can't blame him that only 15% of the registered voters voted for him. Nigerians like to argue blindly. You see, even in the US, what is the percentage of people come out to vote in an election? Globally, except where manipulation is manifest, countries hardly even attain up to 15% of the registered voters. Most people stay away on election day. That's why the Americans have to make spirited effort. They call it get out the vote. They spend so much money. They get volunteers just to get people to come out and vote on election. Because on election day, people will develop a cold feet. This governor even tried to incentivize it in the various chapters of his party. Maybe that's why we even got what we got.
I think 20% more than...
Yes, a little more than 20%.
Okay, a little more.
But it's still higher than previous elections.
Yes.
And generally, if you want to rubbish him, he got only 15% registered, it's not his fault.
He got 76% of those who voted.
74.
That's fundamental.
How about others? Some got like 10%.
Less than 1%.
Exactly. But
you can imagine PDP not able to score even 2,000 votes. 2,000 votes.
The ADC and all of that. But your thoughts? Yeah.
Well, in the Fourth Republic that we are in, 3 things are certain: death, taxes, and the tapuga. We always soon remember. It's a conclusion that this is what happened. But the fact that he even went out to campaign as much as he did was basically to ensure that there are no fifth columnists or nobody's going to throw him a curveball. Don't forget, it's a very precarious position. His party is not in the center. Yes. His party is really not in opposition. They're in that narrow choosing where you are never really sure where they stand. So he had promises, of course, from stakeholders, but he's never sure until elections were announced.
And he really went out to campaign.
They did a lot of job basically to get out the votes. And that to me is fundamental. But things I was looking forward to in the election did not manifest. I was looking forward to the coalition coming out to flex their muscle. I don't expect them to win. I expect their party, part of the coalition, to come out in strength.
Are you talking about the ADC?
The ADC. I thought they would come out and show us a foretaste
of what we had to see in 2027.
Because it's one thing to grandstand, it's another thing to go to the field. And the Yorubas have a saying, "I don't do for." There's nothing that is easier to do than to pound yam with your mouth. But when they give you the mortar, it's another matter entirely.
Exactly.
So that to me is the takeaway from this. PDP, of course, is already fragmented. So I don't expect to do much more than they did. And the APC man was just making up the numbers. Even from day one, everybody.
But the thing is, some of the opposition figures, they've rejected this election victory.
Yeah.
They called it all sort of names.
It will not be a Nigerian election if nobody rejects it.
I didn't likely to challenge this case in court. Looking at the difference.
They are welcome to challenge it.
It's a free country.
They are welcome to challenge it.
70 to the next one about 10%.
74%.
74% to
The Nigerian
If they do that election a million times, Soludo will still win. And it will probably even widen the gap. So, look, he was beating these people even in not just in their local government, their wards.
They are what? That's
to show them that
how much on ground
that is not their mate. It's not their mate. APGA is not any political party's mate in Anambra State. This is a fact. Let them call for a fresh election. The outcome will not change. You sat here on Friday and I said there will be no change.
Yes.
So I expected what happened. I predicted what happened. I said there will be no change in Anambra. The status quo will remain. And that's what has happened. A lot of our politicians are bad losers. Even if they beat them silly that they are gasping, they will still say no, they are going to court. Yes, they have money to waste in the law courts. It's their choice. Because I don't know what you want to challenge about an election where as early as 8 p.m., on the day of the election, INEC had already posted more than 97% of the results on IREV, which is what we want. So by that time, you already knew who had won. The agents of the parties knew who had won. So saying no, we do not agree, it's just, I think the APC candidate said he's going to do some consultations before coming out with his position. If he lies, let him consult from now till kingdom come. He has been defeated in the election. He should accept it. But what usually happens is when the campaigns are so rancorous, in a campaign where people are talking about body odor, mouth odor, and all that, you don't expect that, oh, they will simply accept the outcome. They still remain bitter because this was a bitter campaign. So that's why they will just feel that, look, well, it is, my people will be angry.
If I don't...
Some of these politicians don't have a mind of their own. They take their decision based on what the mob following them thinks. But one thing is certain. Security had improved in Anambra. I traveled last Monday to Enugu to take a flight to Abuja because we had a meeting with the security heads of the Nigerian security. I had to move after the media chat of Sunday night. Monday morning, we drove to Enugu. Unaccompanied, no security, nothing. By the grace of God, no security. We drove to Enugu. I then took a flight to Abuja to be able to be part of that meeting. So, in the past, you can't tell me to travel on Monday morning in any part of the East. So, we can report some progress about security, although our people, it is the negativity that they are excited to talk about. They don't know, for example, that even on Monday, people are conducting their businesses in Enugu. People are traveling without security on that same Monday.
Yes.
You know? Maybe in some of the interland, people still get attacked. But in the past, you won't even think about it. And it's the same thing that happened when I went to Kaduna.
Yes.
Traveling from Kaduna town to Saminaka, passing through Pambego, all of those places. No security.
No security.
How the videos?
It's an improvement.
So, but people who say, security is so bad, this and that, security, somebody even says security is worse now than 2014, when Boko Haram was in control of 7 local governments in Adamawa State, control of 17 local governments in Borno State, control of 2 local governments in Yobe, and even attacks were taking place in Gombe, another suicide bombing was the order of the day. Churches were being bombed. People were being killed. Remember the Christmas Day bombing? Yes. People have conveniently forgotten. So today, now, just to win an argument, they will tell you, security is worse now than 2014. We are telling our government, improve the security. Yes. But people should not behave like they do not have a sense of history. We will remember how they used to kill our troops.
Absolutely.
But those things, look at the attack. Even on Giwa Barracks, right in the heart of Maiduguri.
Yes, they attacked.
Giwa Barracks. Those things don't happen anymore. Yet, people will tell us that there's no improvement. It is well.
That's not fair. All right, gentlemen, let's move.